Welcome to the Monsters of the Gridiron podcast.
And we're coming for you. Squad up, 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 squad up.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, MODG Squad. Welcome to another episode of the Monsters of the Gridiron featuring Samo and Big Samo 80. Samo, holler at the chat. Let the people know, look, we ready and pumped before we get to camp.
Yes, sir. It is time for the Bears to take over the world, baby. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Plank. What's up, Plank? Jason Toy. What's up? At Moss. What up? Hey, I know everyone's excited for this season, man. And, you know, we're finally here. Training camp is here. We're hearing a lot of good things coming out of training camp, too, man. I'm excited. I'm fired up, man. I'm ready for this Hall of Fame game. I'm ready for week one. Oh, I'm ready for week one right now. How you feeling, Walt?
Walt, let them know. Walt, talk to him, Walt.
Hey, man, you know, we got 2 days of camp in. I didn't even know camp was going today. I completely forgot. You know, I'm ready for this, though, man. Let's rock it.
Man, let's rock it. Look, I was reading today that the secondary, look, they call themselves the Avengers. Of course, we got Mr. Kyler Gordon, Spider-Man, say he gonna be sticky this year. Then we got our boy Kevin Bayer. He said he is. Y'all ready for this? Which Avenger did Bayer say he was? Because I know Jalen Johnson said he Iron Man. We got Briscoe saying he the Hulk. And I think, Bayer said he was Black Panther. So that leaves Stevenson. Now Stevenson, who does Stevenson? Because I couldn't see the image that they had for Stevenson. Who did he say he was as far as the Avenger?
I didn't know they put one out, but I mean, he could be Thor, man. He's bringing the thunder.
I didn't see it either.
Hey, he looking good. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like the secondary is swarming. So do you all realistically think that we need to add another pass rusher? Because we Walker, DeMarcus, he's sliding inside to the 3-tech. Dexter looking good. And I'm hearing old Jake Martin has been getting some good reps, but again, not full pass yet. So, you know, what do you guys think? Y'all think that we need to add another defensive lineman? I think so, if nothing else for depth. I know today, Yannick Ngakoue and Agba were down in Miami. So one of them, or potentially both, I haven't checked the waiver wire, was anticipating to sign today. So do you all think ultimately we're going to build this thing from somebody in-house, or do y'all think we're going to bring somebody in off the street?
What do you think, Samuel?
Man, it seems like Brian Poles is content, man. We're trying to figure it out in-house right now, man. He's not in any rush to go out and sign anyone. If you heard the initial interview from him, and then they asked Montez Sweat about Yannick Ngakoue. He said he was always a fan of Yannick, even before coming to the Chicago Bears and playing with him. He thought that they had a little nice chemistry, but he didn't say anything to the effect or to seem like that made it seem like, you know, they needed him or that he was going to be coming back, man. He was saying, I wish him good luck, you know, as far as, you know, him finding another team. So I don't know if they've already discussed that with him and everyone else and just said, you know, that, you know, Yannick's out of there, you know, that's not going to happen. But I think they have a lot, man, to work with, man. They got Jeremy Croma as an undrafted free agent. They have Austin Booker as the rookie. They have DeMarcus Walker as the veteran. I mean, maybe not one good guy is going to come out, but the sum of those parts, you know, may be enough for us to you know, build up enough pass rush for on the opposite side of Montez Sweat. Because if we can get 10, 12 sacks off that side of the ball from those guys, man, together, then I think we'll be good, especially if we get some more pressure up the middle from Javon Dexter, and then they've been moving DeMarcus Walker up into the middle again, which is, I think, long awaited. That's where he is the most effective. I think, man, they can manufacture some pass rush with what we have, as opposed to going out and overpaying somebody or giving up high draft capital. That's what I'm opposed to more than anything. Is giving up high draft capital for a rental and a guy like what's this guy from the Patriots that everyone keeps talking about.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. You're talking about the edge rusher.
Yeah, the edge rusher from the Patriots. That's not a smart move. That's not going to happen. Bears fans don't believe that. That's never going to happen because he wants to be paid. We're not going to bring an older guy in here and pay him a lot of money to come here for 1 year on a rental and give up draft capital. That's just not smart, especially looking at all of the pass rushers that are coming into this year's draft.
That's true, Matthew Judon. That's the guy we're referencing from the Patriots. So does that mean that they gonna stick with Robinson, Dominique Robinson, as a sleeper? Because I'm thinking we carry at least 4 edge rushers, and we might run Gervon Dexter out there some on passing down as well. But of course, we got Sweat, and then man, the other 3 at this point, we're looking at Jake Martin, we're looking at Dominique Robinson, and DeMarcus Walker, which again he'll be kicking inside on 3rd down. So, and of course Austin Booker. But the thing is, he need to put on some lean muscle, probably get up to about 265, 270, because he already got pass rush move. But now it's all about, can he set the edge, stop the run? That's what we got. To me, that's the problem with Unique. If you look at last year, a lot of times, especially those first 4 games, he was losing containment on the outside. He was missing sacks. So and his ankle. So all that might play a role as to why they haven't proceeded to bring him in. Now, like you said, Samo, it's interesting to see what the kid from Illinois does, Randolph, and then the undrafted guy. But is he injured right now?
He's he came off of the injured list. He was on the boat the first day with a finger. It was a hand injury or something. I guess they wanted to look at it one more day, but he came off of that Pope list already, and he was back in practice today.
Because the thing is, now when you really look at it in the moment, we got 4 years, maybe 5, to really tinker and play with bringing in some veterans. Do I see us? Because we got 8 picks as of right now. That's not counting any supplemental picks that we get if Ian Cunningham leave or any of the coaches leave. So, with the pass rush talent in the draft next year, man, you might see 10 edge rushers go in the first round. That's how deep it is, potentially. At least, and it depends on the needs of the other 31 teams. But, at the end of the day, it's like, I just feel if we get that pressure with that front 4, we set with Tremaine and with TJ. We set with our secondary. You're talking about interceptions. You're talking about turnovers, some pick sixes. And then if Caleb comes out those first 4, 5, 6 games and lights it up and builds some momentum, guys, I'm telling you, this will be reminiscent of 2018. That's what I'm thinking. Because you had Mitch. Caleb is way more talented than Mitch. But what did Mitch have in 18? He had a good what? He had a good defense. Mm-hmm. So the thing is, with the talent we got at wide receiver, tight end, and I was watching something today where they talking about DeAndre Swift, he's gotten faster. He was down here in the offseason, him and Roshan Johnson working with 300, the running backs coach, working on his speed, working on his move. They say he looks significantly quicker. We got a 4-year window right now where we can bring in some marquee guys or make a marquee trade and play a little bit, just depending on if we want to make that investment. Because I feel wholeheartedly that we're going to take that next step. And I think teams like Green Bay are going to regress. I think Minnesota's going to regress. And I don't think Detroit is going to have the same season that they had last year. I could be wrong, guys. What y'all think?
Well, I don't know. I just quickly want to answer your last question there. And you were talking about if we need to bring someone in. If we're kicking DeMarcus Walker on the inside on passing downs on 3rd, we're going to have to at least bring somebody in to bridge the gap. Right? Jacob Martin is okay, but you kind of need better than okay, right?
I concur.
if you go after a guy like an Emmanuel Ogbah or a Unique Ngakoue, they can fit that role. They're not going to be that expensive. Both are coming off injured seasons. It was the ankle with Ngakoue, and it was a tricep surgery with Ogbah. So both are, I don't want to call them damaged goods, but
Mhm.
they didn't play a full season last year, so why pay them full-time money, right?
Absolutely. Look, it's definitely going to be a discount with either one of them. Then when you go on the other side of the ball, I read today that Tevin Jenkins' camp has been trying to reach out to upper management to get at least conversation going. And based off what was reported today, I guess the Bears said, look, we'll talk in October sometime. And I get it. They want to make sure that, because last year he was injured coming out of preseason. Like, you can't make the club in the tub. And now you're talking about extensions. I know you've been doing them Pilates, but I do feel that Tevin's going to have a big year. Braxton Jones, he looks good from a physical perspective. He's looking good. Darnell looks good. And guess who's been practicing, guys? Y'all ready to hear this? Nate Davis.
Yeah.
Before we get into the next subject, we do have a special guest in the back. I just wanted to bring him in. So, what's up, Terry?
What's going on, gentlemen?
T Spain, what up, dog?
Man, sorry for my
What's up, big dog?
starting this, man.
What you got going on down there?
Good, baby.
Yeah. I'm up here. Speaking of football, man, it was ACC Media Day here in Charlotte. So I'm up here covering the ACC Football Media Day. So we got a potential Bears that probably going to be here, maybe in the Bears uniform in the next year or so. So you never know, but I'm happy to be here, man. I rushed out of everything because I wanted to come here and definitely discuss Bears football with you gentlemen.
You talked to Norvell?
I sure did. He and I got a chance to talk it up.
And Patrick Payton.
And you got Patrick Payton. Yeah, I spoke to him for quite some time today.
You saw Patrick?
Yeah, he and I talked for almost an hour.
Well, tell him he need to call me because we got some stuff to talk about. and you tracking what we need to talk about.
Oh yeah, most definitely. How's everybody doing though, man? I miss y'all fellas, man.
Good, man. We excited, Terry, man. The preseason is among us. It's coming in less than 10 days now.
Yeah.
Before that first Hall of Fame game, man, we were just discussing whether or not the Bears should add a pass rusher. It doesn't seem like Brian Poles is eager to rush out and sign anyone or add anyone. He seems like he wants to see, what we have in the building before he goes out and pays a little money. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense, man. You definitely got to see what the talent you have on the field before you actually go out and try to solicit other talent. But, there's going to be a lot of casualty cuts. There's going to be some really good players who get cut, not because they can't play football anymore. It's because the teams can't afford them. So this is when Chicago didn't go out. We still have I don't know how much money we had left on the salary, but this is why we wasn't so quick to spend so much money, because we can be able to grab some of these guys who are looking to get a 2-year deal that's actually potentially worth, a 2-year deal. So I think Brian Poles, there's a method to his madness. So I think he's sitting back and waiting, because there's going to be some cuts. There's a lot of teams that's going to have to get rid of the players. And even if we have to make a trade for somebody, we still have the Carolina Panthers 2nd-round draft pick for this upcoming season. So if we needed to entice a good, a team for a good pass rusher, we could probably dangle that 2nd-round draft pick from Carolina. But I seriously doubt it, but it may happen. It depends on who's who in the zoo,
And it's quick to answer your question, Terry. It's about $12 million we have left.
Okay, so we got some wiggle room,
And that's before we make cuts of our own. Because again, I foresee Larry Borum, I foresee Travis Homer, and it was somebody else that I was looking at that potentially might not be with us next year. Basically on the line side, it just depends on how well the depth guys mesh in.
Yeah.
Because I just can't see them giving Borum $3 million guaranteed. I can't see that. Same thing with Travis Homer. I can't see him getting a guaranteed $2 million. That's $5 million right there. Somebody else I was looking at that potentially might be a camp casualty based off of new offense. new offensive language that might not be a good fit for what we're doing. So, like you said, Terry, it's a lot of people that's gonna get cut that we don't foresee happening due to budget restraints. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like at the end of the day, I see a big move still. A lot of people talking about Connor Williams. Like him coming off that ACL injury, I don't foresee that. Like, but I do see another big move coming on the defensive side of the ball. And if we can figure out the Coleman, Shelton, and Bates situation at center and start getting some continuity built there, I think that offensive line is going to be a force to be reckoned with, contingent upon staying healthy.
Well, look, we're going to need to be a force to be reckoned with because we got a Tesla back there as the quarterback. So right. you want to make sure you're able to keep him charged and upright.
Hey, that's a good point. And guess what? Aaron Rodgers said today he likes Caleb Williams. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, we'll take it.
That's the bad thing, man. Whatever Aaron Rodgers says, something good about the Bears, bad omen, man. I don't want him to say anything else about the Bears or any of our players.
Say don't do us any favors, huh?
Don't do us any favors. Keep that in New York. Man. But hey, man, I'm of the thought that, man, maybe we shouldn't go out and just give up any large draft capital for anyone. But I want a new player. I want to add someone noteworthy, man, a proven pass rusher, yes. But as far as giving up draft capital to do it, I think Ryan Poles is in this position because he was patient. Now we have 8 draft picks. We've never had. When was the last time we had 8 draft picks as Bears fans? Come on now. Like, I give that away right now and without knowing what we already have, because I really feel like Austin Booker could be a situational pass rusher. When we kicking DeMarcus Walker to the inside, he doesn't have to have that mass that he needs to hold up on the edge. If we're just asking him to go and bend that edge and get around that offensive tackle and get to the quarterback and collapse that pocket, man. So as a situational pass rusher, I think, maybe we can manufacture some sacks that way, with, just mixing up the defensive line and, challenging the offensive line with stunts and things like that, because we also know he's extremely athletic, a guy who can move. So I think that's probably the way to go right now for me. That's what I'm thinking. Just until maybe we get into mid-season and, this team is booming and we looking like, hey, you know what? Not only are we good, we could probably challenge for the playoffs to the Super Bowl, maybe get to the Super Bowl or something like that. If we look that good, initially, and when it comes to mid-season, right before the trade deadline, then by all means, go make that trade and get a guy that's just going to dominate that edge. But if we're good, man, if we're good right now, I think we should just figure out what we have, trust in the process, accept the fact that, we're in this position because we were patient. Let's remain patient and looking at next year's draft with all those edge rushers that are coming out. Like, man, it's just too good of a situation to let go away because we got anxious, and we go pick up some older guy who goes and gets hurt or anything could happen. So I just want to remain patient if we can, as long as we can.
Well, like you said, Sam, we're not trading any picks anytime soon. Earliest would be trade deadline. Even then, it depends on how the team's doing. But, I think we're good. I honestly, I don't feel like Ryan Poles is going to throw any money around right now. So I think he's just going to stand pat and maybe go into a little deeper into training camp, maybe second, third week. Maybe if we're going to sign anybody, possibly around that time we do the joint practice with Cincinnati. Yeah. That gives us enough time to evaluate talent and then make an informed decision.
Yep. No, that makes a lot of sense. But like I said, when I can see us potentially, because when you look at the NFC, San Francisco is the darling of the NFC. And when you look at our schedule, with the exception of Houston and San Francisco, and again, if you ask me, we'll go 17-0 with what I see with our talent And once everything is cranking, because I'm telling y'all, even in 18 with Mitchell Trubisky, the games we lost, those were games we could have won. All 5 of those games we lost, we could have won. From that Patriots game, so from the Giants game that we blew, you know, the Dolphins game that we had won, the Packers game that the first one, I think, the first one of the year where we lost, we was up 20-0, and we lost 24-23. So when you this season coming up reminds me of that, because man, you got an energetic defense that's flying around, and if you got a defense that causes turnover, gets sacks, and just can control the possession. If what we got on offense, what I'm looking at, man, there's no reason why we can't put up 28 to 35 a game. If everybody execute blocks with the skill players we got, because you got to think about something. Even if a team has a number 1 cornerback, man, they second and they nickel gonna get torched by DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and or Rome Odunze in 11 personnel. Like, in the way Caleb got that ball coming out, come on now. I got it. Look, you know how we do it when we assess and evaluate. The ball comes out with precision. It comes out on time. But his ability to anticipate, I'm gonna be honest, hands down, bar none, it looks good. So at the end of the day, if he play, and I'm okay with the mistakes, because we're gonna have mistakes. I'd rather get them out early than to get them out late in the year when we got a more division heavy schedule. So it's like, man, I'm feeling good about this year. That's why I'm kind of upset that, you know, we couldn't get a lot of the access that we requested, because just to be able to be on ground and see it up front, I think this is going to be a special year, and it's going to give us some probably like 06, 2018 vibes, where this is going to start to be the norm after this year.
I think this situation is better than that 2018 situation because it's such a younger team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got there in 2018, but we overpaid a lot of guys, and you know that's why that ship sinks so fast. Because we overpaid the defensive side of the ball. We didn't have a strong offense to complement that defense that we had this year. I think we have the strongest offense we probably ever had, to be honest, because I know that we had, you know, Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey and Martellus Bennett and Matt Forte back in the day. You know, that was probably the best offense we've ever assembled on the Bears team. But this team is different, man. We never had a Caleb Williams type S quarterback that's everyone's calling a generational talent, man. We just have so much on the offensive side of the ball to complement this great defense. This defense could be even greater because of that offense and because of the punt guard that we just got. This punter is also going to make offense and defense so much better because we're pinning teams inside the 10-yard line. You know, no team's going to go 90 yards on us, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. No team's going 90 yards and scoring on us touchdowns after touchdown consistently. That's not going to happen. We're going to get the ball back fairly quickly, you know, in advantageous field position for Caleb to go and score. Like you said, Will, 28 points a game is doable because of that. I think we can score 28 points a game easily with the weapons that we have on offense. You know, like you said, we go 11 personnel. We don't know who's going to be on the opposite of DJ Moore. We don't know if it's going to be Keenan Allen or Rome Odunze out there. You know, that's else we're going to have to see when they do go 11 personnel. You know, who's going to be that second wide receiver out there? Because, you know, even though Keenan Allen's that dude, Rome Odunze is a big body who can block. You know, you don't know what's coming, you know. So I think, man, this is a great situation that we've never seen as Bears fans, man. And it's only going to get better because we have all this draft capital next year, because we still have money in the bank for next year. You know, we still have to re-sign some players, and like a Tevin Jenkins, like a Tyler Gordon, like those contracts are coming due, but we're in good position, man, to, you know, fill those positions or let people go and then, you know, restock where we need to, man. And we have good depth too, man. Like, this is just a great year, man. This is much better than anything we've ever experienced as Bears fans. And I don't know what can derail this. I don't even want to speak on that, but it just looks like everything is aligning the way that it should, man. And I'm just so excited.
Hey, Samo, it sounds like you excited, man. Sound like you ready for some football.
I am, man. I'm ready to see some things happen. I'm ready to see some pads clapping. That's what I want to see. When I'm ready to see these pads start to clap. And when pads going on next week? And he
Probably
said
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Back-to-back days in pads, man. That's when we really want to know what we have, especially in the trenches. I'm a trench dude, man. That's why I played. I played offensive and defensive line. So I know we're going to go as far as the trenches allow us to go. I know the offensive line is going to be better because we got these great receivers right now, too. Like, that matters. The ball's going to come, and a great quarterback, the guy who can get the ball out of his hands and process information quickly. So, the offensive line is going to be better just because of those two factors. And the defensive line, man, coaching matters. We got Eric Washington in the building. Eric Washington has proven the ability to be able to coach up young defensive linemen, man. And he also is able to scheme some pass pressure, with different types of stunts and things like that. So, I'm interested in seeing how that all develops because that's how far we're going to go, man, as far as those guys take us. But I'm optimistic about both sides of the ball.
I definitely agree with that. And Samuel, quite honestly, like when you're talking about making people better, our secondary is actually going to make Caleb Williams.
Yes.
I know he's in an elite level right now where people is deeming him, but this is going to make him even better because you got to throw with all that talent back there. I don't know about you guys. I'm ready to do the Super Bowl shuffle again. I've been waiting for this for quite some time. This is the first time ever, I think, in my history of being a Bears fan that I'm actually excited about a punter. That punter excites me, man. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to see what he's all about. But just to see the makeup of this team, to change the aura and say, because everybody, when they think about Chicago, you automatically think about defense. No one really thinks about offense. So to have all these weapons that we have, and a lot of people, quiet as it's kept, we got 3 great running backs. We're talking about the receivers. We talked about, and rightfully so, right? But when you add a Swift, and then you already had Khalil Herbert, and then you got Roschon Johnson, there'll be a lot of teams in the NFL that would want to have that problem. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, they complement each other so well too because everyone does something a little bit different too. That's what I love about our running back room is the way that they all complement each other. We got that hammer in Johnson, and then we know Swift is going to be the swiftest dude out there. He can, you can push him out and send him out on routes, man. He's going to juke his way through the line, and he has a little power to himself too. And then we got Khalil Herbert, man, who's outside zone beast. He's going to stick that leg in the ground, and then he's gone. So, yeah, it's a lot to be excited about, man, as far as this Bears roster that's been turned over by Ryan Poles in just 3 seasons, man. The man filed bankruptcy in 3 years ago, and right now he's a millionaire. That's how I feel about him. Like, we got rid of all of our high contracts, got rid of all of our best players. We had no draft picks, and now we end up in this situation, man. It's just unbelievable, man. It's an unbelievable time to be a Bears fan. I'm excited to see how things are coming together on Hard Knocks too, man. What do you guys think about that? That we still have that coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what day does that actually air?
6th.
The 6th.
Okay.
It's first day.
Okay.
But yeah, even what you were saying, Sam, it looks like Khalil Herbert was having a really good day in camp today. I don't know the specifics, but it looks like he's going to make his Ryan Poles' job a lot harder in terms of what to do with him.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
Keep him. You got to keep him.
I saw him catch a pass over the shoulder. I'm like, whoa, wait, what? I'm like, that's the same Khalil Herbert from last year.
You got to keep them, man. Running backs are you need them because if it's one injury, you see a lot of teams they like squander for running backs in week 6 and week 7 because they didn't let everybody go. So you just got to keep them. Now I know we did a good job of because we even signed another running back. We drafted another running back too. I don't know how he's going to transpire in the NFL, but when you got for sure running backs, and we got Khalil Herbert, we drafted him in the 5th round.
Fifth
Yep.
round. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
you can't beat that, man. That what a find that was. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
So I know we were talking about the Avengers earlier. Will, I got the picture you put up, so I'll bring it up here.
And look, when I saw that, I said, "There it is." But there, like, who is that for? Tyrique Stevenson, though. Who is that? Is that the dude that kind of like be like zoom?
I don't know who that dude is. Aquaman. That's not Aquaman. It's
he got a lot of water back there, so it might be.
Why do I think that might be Winter Soldier, but I'm not entirely sure.
Help us out in the chat. If
so.
you're an Avengers fan, tell us who Stevenson is.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I like it. Man. I like
I,
the swag.
I love the Avengers. So when I saw that, I said, you know what? I remember talking when I was at the Bear Care Gala, and I told them boys, look, let's come up with a nickname. And you see how they did? I told Kyler Gore, I said, let's come up with a nickname because one, when y'all dominate, it'll be something good that could be marketed. And look what happened. You know what I'm saying? So just to know that them boys paid attention, I like attention to detail.
Do you want your cut?
Man, look, they got to produce first, though. Then I have something to market to go get the cut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's coming.
So we're going to have fun with this thing because, like I said, man, Hard Knocks, look, that's going to be good to give everybody some insight to training camp, the off season, just bring everybody closer to the organization. And like I keep saying, like, this is going to be a special year, guys. It really is because when the Bears are relevant, as we all know, the entire NFL benefits.
Of course.
The entire NFL benefits. So at the end of the day, guess what? We have an opportunity to be a part of something special because think about it. The last time we held that trophy, some of us weren't even born, or some of us was out here toddling. So now
I ain't gonna date myself, but
yeah, well, look, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you already did that when you said Super Bowl shuffle.
yeah,
like, we got to come up. Look, here's the thing. Y'all ready for this? What is Super Bowl at this year?
it's in
I don't know.
where is it at?
It's in
Not
New
in
Orleans.
Miami. In New Orleans.
It's in New Orleans?
Okay.
No.
85.
Oh man.
What did we win in 85?
Oh man. Talk to me now. I'll talk back now.
Come on now. So that's what I'm saying. Like, look, this has the opportunity to be a special year because if I got Caleb versus Brock Purdy in the NFC Championship game, I got to put my money on Caleb.
Oh,
By far.
Look,
I got to put
Chicago, the whole, Chicago already travels well, right?
right.
The entire city of Chicago will be in New Orleans. Watch it, going to the game or not.
Yep, you right. Going to the game or not. You right about
that. Look, we got to manifest this thing.
Bears jerseys and t-shirts.
Yeah,
we got to manifest this thing because I saw it last year, but I really see it this year though. Because like I'm gonna give y'all another sleeper. I saw him catch a bomb today. He gonna fit in well.
Tyler Scott.
Yeah, he gonna fit in well as that fourth wide. Look,
that's why I made the thumbnail today, man. He had that 30-yard pass yesterday.
Yeah. So that lets me know that he's been paying attention too. Because what we talk about, using them hands, stop jumping up, catching the ball right here. Like even now, all of us, when we play catch, you got to put that diamond up.
Yeah, you have to. But let me tell you this though, how good it is to be Tyler Scott because there's no pressure on you at all. Exactly. Nobody's going to account for you or anything. You on the field, they're going to automatically look for the first three receivers and the tight end, and then you. So he can low key secretly have about 700-800 yards on you for the season, maybe even more. Because there's a lot of people not really looking for him.
AT, pump your brakes.
Hey,
I'm gonna give him 300-400.
Yes, yes, 800 might be a bit much.
But 800 when you
if
got
he comes out and have 100 yards the first game of the season, you would think different.
If anybody gets hurt and he has to sub in, or he becomes that third receiver.
That's what I'm saying.
If one guy goes down, then another, he's always going to be that third guy after that. So, he has the opportunity to get 500 yards or better, I think, in this offense. because he has that speed, that long speed too, man.
That's what Samuel. Now you see what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of people not checking for him at all. So it's just money in the bank for him.
Now, I'm not gonna say the opportunity's not gonna be there. Cause see, Caleb, what people fail to realize, Caleb and Justin, they got a lot of similarities. The only similarity, the only difference is Caleb, if he move around in the pocket to run, he's running the pass. Justin, unfortunately, was running to run. That's the only difference, because both of them are big game hunters that didn't want to take the layups. And you and I both know, if you're taking the layups to DeAndre Swift, if you're taking up the 5-yard comeback to Cole Kmet or Jared Everett, you know, that's good for completion percentage, QBR, and to get you in rhythm. Then you can start going deep, down the seam, slot fade, the dig, 15, 20-yard dig route. Like when I tell y'all, man, I'm getting so anxious because I know I smell it in the air. When I tell you these last 2-3 months have been a struggle, it's been a struggle.
Yeah, all of us, everything, the entire city is anxious, man. Like,
so, is any? I know we talked about this before, but and I know Will, you going, but any of you other guys going to the Hall of Fame game?
I'm not gonna make it, man.
Okay,
make it. Yep, I think Will's gonna be there. I know that Walt was talking about making it out there with maybe with Swifty, so we'll see how that goes, man. No,
man, we're gonna miss you out there, man.
I know it. I wish I could make it, but yeah, it's just too much going on right now.
But I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Look, they tripping. Like, do they realize the country's going through inflation? Like, hey Samuel, I saw Hampton Inn, $400 a night.
Oh yeah.
They gonna inflate all those prices, everything here.
Everything is inflated.
Like, I don't even pay that for a Rich Carlton.
No, not at all.
$400 a night for a Hampton?
You do better off Airbnb.
Yep.
But all the Airbnb is 30-40 minutes out.
Well, that's what we got to do. Just drive that. Look, where I'm staying at, I'm 20 minutes away.
What you gotta do?
You know, look, we're trying to. We got some stuff set up, so it's like you ain't trying to lead and then drive 34. Come on, bro. Logistically, that's just not feasible.
20 minutes ain't too bad, man. I mean,
you're in the middle of nowhere too, man.
That's 3 or 4 good songs on the radio, and you back home,
right?
That's
how much you
ready. 3 downloaded songs, baby.
Right? I could have sworn you were ready.
Now, how much time y'all think Caleb gonna get in that Hall of Fame game, man? Because
a quarter, maybe a quarter.
Yeah, I give him a quarter. Then it's gonna be Tyson Bagent, probably about 2.5. Then it's gonna be
Ripken.
No, not Ripken. The other, the rookie,
Austin Reed out of Western.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you right now. I know we haven't spoken too much about him, but Austin Reed can sling it, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Fun fact about Austin Reed, you guys may not know about, man. 21, I think, or 22, the year he had his breakout season in Western Kentucky, led the entire FCS in yards. Number 2 was Michael Penix Jr. Number 3 was Caleb Williams.
Wow. I'm telling you, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he made the team. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh yeah, over Bagent. Yeah, that's the battle. That's the battle that no one's talking about right now. To be honest,
Bagent fighting for his life right now.
Hey, personally, I think Bagent's a lot.
You think he's a lot?
Yeah, I do. I think
we can't keep all 3 just because. Yeah, I mean he does have some NFL experience.
We can keep that emergency quarterback this year. You know that new rule that is so we
can't.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a good situation to be in. Another situation we haven't had in the past. We have 2, not 1, but 2 developmental quarterbacks.
Right.
Like, man, we just never experienced this. And I'm with Terry, man. Caleb has to play in this first game, man. I want him to play a quarter. I don't know if they're gonna let him play a quarter, but he has a lot to work out, man, as far as all the game mechanics, getting your footwork right with the real pass rush coming at you, where guys really will hit you, even if he's just gonna hand the ball off. And y'all got to play this man. And if he's not gonna throw it deep, you want him to just check it down.
Hey, I think it's gonna be deep the first play of the game. Play action play.
Let's go. Let's
Break down.
go. Let's go.
Let's roll with it. See what you got. I just see what your arm talking about.
Wrong. He gonna hit wrong.
Yeah, and make him hit his head on the goalpost too when he catch it too.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Hold on, you talking about preseason or
Yeah,
against the Knights?
open that thing up first game.
Play action.
I can see that.
Give the people what they want.
Hard play action. And
I can see that.
Hey, Walt, are you going down to the Hall of Fame game?
Probably not, to be honest with you. We got a couple days.
Walt said it's gonna be a game time decision, huh?
Yeah, man. If something comes
So
up,
close
you
to
know,
call right now.
I'll drive
we
out.
had talked about driving down, but man, it's just it's too much going on.
You know, we got a few days coming up in training camp. I know, Samo, we're hitting with the 14th.
Yep.
You and I, and I'll be there the 13th with Swift. I think we're doing the 6th.
I'm
We
going
may
the
have
13th too. I think I'm going the
Nice.
13th, the 14th, and
Okay.
I know you told me another date. You gave me another date that we may was the 5th or something.
Yeah, I got tickets for the
I got
6th too.
I got a player I want to connect y'all with on the Bears, so y'all could talk to him. Will already know, but I don't want to say it online. But I got a player for the Bears I want to connect y'all with, man.
Absolutely.
Talk
Make
after.
sure you let us know, man. We'll be down there at least 3 days. You know, we're trying to get more tickets since our credentials. They playing with the credentials.
Oh, they didn't credential you guys?
No,
No.
man. Look, we get emails every day.
Every day.
I'm like, and you can tell they generic automated emails. I'm like, I'm not gonna say much because I don't want to mess up the relationship that we do have. So we're gonna do an after action review after this camp and just talk to the director of communication and see, do we need to apply a year early? And even though we did apply probably some months in advance to ensure that we got a spot, because this is how you know the Bears are gonna be good this year. Every syndicate is talking about them every day.
Yep.
Like even today I saw on Get Up, or I don't know if it was Get Up, but Chris Canty. And it's funny because this is how you know that we're in slow season of sports, because he was like, did the Bears select the wrong quarterback? Should we have selected Jaden Daniels?
Yeah,
Like,
they make
you were the main one, Chris Canty, saying get rid of Justin Fields for this generational prospect of Caleb Williams. And now you saying this is how you know this stuff is scripted to get clicks and to get viewers and things like that, because you know doggone well.
Yeah,
Is the best fit where he is right now.
right. And you talking about the Bears being in high demand, it's clearly obvious. So I had an opportunity to talk to the guys at the for the Hall of Fame, and man, when I tell you, it was tough pickings for them doing media credentials for the Hall of Fame game this year.
Yeah.
The guy told me there was an overwhelming response from the Houston market and the Chicago market, and they had to go with them first. And so, it's going to be a night to remember.
I bet.
Well, it's gonna be a year to remember. That's what I told the guys, because I talked to some people up there, and they was like, "Look, like it's been an overwhelming request, inquiries for training camp, for Hall of Fame." So it's like, like you said, normally it's a shoe in. What you need, we got. Man, when I tell you that, man, thousands upon thousands upon thousands are trying to get in there, let's go.
Oh yeah,
Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Because
you got international media, you got different people coming over now trying to see the Bears and what's going on.
like you got everybody.
It's expected, man. They're just trying to
right?
yeah. And to give you and to be honest with you, look. So when you talk about international, right? So I got extremely, and I do mean extremely, lucky in guessing the date of when the Bears was going to play in London, right? So I picked the date, booked my ticket booked my hotel like 6.5 months in advance. So I said, well, the Bears played Jacksonville. The Jacksonville played this week. So I picked that week and got my hotel. And it just so happened that was the right week I picked, right? That same hotel is $400 more expensive than when I bought it. So everybody's excited about Chicago. I know Jacksonville is London's team, but the Bears got a lot of fans in London, and they're ready for it too.
Like you said,
But
we
you know
travel
what?
well.
Look, but see, on the business side, as you can see, and I saw this when Caitlin Clark, when they just came and played the Dallas Wings, like the tickets normally would be about, and I'm talking about courtside damn near, maybe $100. Courtside, like $2,000. But then same thing with the Bear. When the Bear was 3-14, like you can sit lower 100s for $50 to $100. Now them same tickets, $700 to $1,000. Man, when I tell y'all the excitement is great, but they need to do some regulating on these tickets because there's gonna be a lot of people last minute sitting in the parking lot hitting game time as them prices start dropping down. Because people, it's becoming a feeding frenzy now off of the excitement. So that's why I tell people, because I saw this girl that went to the All-Star game, WNBA, she paid $1,200 for tickets. And she said, you know what? I'm going to get a picture. Angel Reese is going to see me. I don't know if y'all saw that. So she practically ran. The security took her up, but she got a picture and a signed autograph from Angel Reese. And she was like, I spent my last money from my kids, school. But you all know people going to do that, though.
Yeah.
So we want y'all to be responsible because we're planning on doing raffles and things. As we continue to grow this thing, we're gonna do raffles for tickets and tailgate. We're gonna have a lot of special guests, a lot of former players, a lot of personalities out of Chicago, a lot of people you see them. So it's gonna be fun as we continue to grow this thing because ultimately we want to build a strong, healthy foundation of fans that continue to grow the game because ultimately, if we play a pivotal role, then guess what? We'll be getting called special invites. You ain't got to worry about applying online because they see that, guess what? You're bringing so much value to the organization, which we do because we're putting so many new eyes on the organization.
Yeah.
That means stay in tune, baby. That means stay in tune.
Yeah.
Because we will get you to the game. If you can't get yourself there, we're going to be able to get you there. We're going to get some of these people in the chat. Some of the squad will be going to the game with us. You'll be, like you said, meeting some of the Bears legends that we're planning on inviting to some of these tailgates. And we got a lot of big things in store for you all. So just stay in tune. It's coming. Cliff Victoria. I seen Cliff Victoria out in we in Tampa Bay, right, Cliff? When I went to see the Bears in Bucks play last year, the hottest game I've ever been to in my life.
Man,
yes.
I'm good on that. I'm good on that. Like I said, I love probably September, like the first game, because they do the alumni, and then probably some games in October and November. But come December, when that Hawk of Lake Michigan, and look, I got to tap out.
I'm gonna catch some of these away games when that time.
But the good thing is, though, hey, we play the Vikings and Detroit in December, I believe.
I'm actually going to that Vikings game and in December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
depending on weather. Depending on weather.
Well, it's gonna be cold.
Oh yeah, but we'll be indoor. But if it's snowing and we can't get in there, then ain't nothing I gonna be able to do.
Last year.
Yeah.
And the soda in December is bad, man.
I can imagine.
January, You better bring that overcoat, boy. You down in Florida.
We don't have no overcoats in Florida. If we need overcoats like that in Florida, something's wrong.
And you better call Keon Coleman and get the hook up at Macy's, baby.
Yeah.
You get a blue one, you get a red.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you over the blue and the orange one.
Yeah.
Man, this year, I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be special. I feel it. I thought that the reason why last year wasn't special because again, the line wasn't healthy and the play calling was terrible. I think with a Shane Waldron, even if everybody would have stayed healthy last year, 10 wins a lot. And I think Shane Waldron would have found a way to win that Tampa Bay game. It was another game that we lost that we should have won in addition to those 3 that we blew.
Detroit.
We could have won. Well, yeah, we could have won 11, 12 games last year if you would have had the proper play calling. Because from what I'm seeing and hearing already, the Raiders aren't too thrilled with Luke Getsy. So, again, would that have saved or changed the direction of personnel and things like that? Look, I don't know. You know, we still probably would have selected Caleb due to the financial restraints. So when I'm looking at these numbers, we got the flexibility to do something special. And then, and think about this, guys. While we're doing something special, and we got 8 picks lined up, and you know we're gonna get some more picks via trade. And then the following year we got 7. At a minimum, right now we're looking at 15 picks to keep what replenishing and adding depth and adding fresh talent on rookie deals. So if you look, Luther Burden from Missouri, watch that kid next year. Now he probably won't be around by the time we select in the first round, but if he is, I'm gonna be honest, it would be hard for me as a GM to overlook him. But Luther Burden, the third wide receiver. James pick, like where we pick, I can see us, because I'm saying right now we're gonna be picking in the 20s. I can see us looking at a Patrick Payton around that pick. Because I'm predicting he get about 10 sacks, about 15, 20. Him and Marvin Jones Jr. are going to be some menacings chasing these quarterbacks this year. So I'm already in college mode looking at who are the next players we can add to continue to sustain these winning ways that we're going to be having, because we know Green Bay getting ready to extend Jordan Love, and he's going to be looking at about $60 million a year. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a nice chunk. Yeah. And then you're going to look at Detroit. They've already paid Jared Goff. They just paid Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah. Who else did they? Oh, and they got to pay Sewell.
I thought they paid Sewell.
They paid who?
I thought they paid Sewell.
Did they? Sewell might have got paid last year.
Hey, so you know that windows are closing because of
right. And that's my point. If they've already paid those 3, that's probably about 50-60% of their cap.
Then Aiden Hutchinson is coming up probably after this year. He's probably going to be, you know,
well, he was the number 1
draft pick player in the league after he's the number 1 draft pick, so they can use that 5th-year option on.
Yeah, they use that 5th-year option. So what I'm saying is we got the opportunity this year, next year. That's 4 years where we keep continuing to build this depth, whether it be offensive linemen. I'm talking about the trenches, because on offense, the way Dr. Poles put this thing together, the 2-year deal, the 3-year deal, you notice it's within that timeline of Caleb's rookie deal. Like you could keep bringing in high caliber rookies that can provide depth in the trenches. They can provide depth at wide receiver. They can you can get a good running back in the 4th, 5th round right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think Khalil Herbert is coming back next year. I don't see Travis Homer coming back. Roshan's going to be there. If Ian Willer, he might be a sleeper back. He runs a 4-3. At a minimum, I see him back there with Velus Jones returning kickoff.
Yeah, man, we got a lot. We got a lot to be thankful about.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Bears did do the right thing, and passing up on re-signing Justin Fields. It's sad to say we all were Justin Fields fans, but his development was slow coming because of the situation that he was put in. So we all have to understand that. But they didn't want to run into a Daniel Jones type situation. We all watching Hard Knocks right now. We see the situation that Joe Sheen has gotten the New York Giants in right now, where they're scratching and pawing. They couldn't re-sign the best player on their team because of the contract that they gave to a player that they weren't even sure about, and the Bears didn't want to put themselves in that same situation. So that's Brian Poles learning from other people's mistakes at that point in time. And you got the opportunity to not only reset the rookie contract clock on the quarterback, but you also have the opportunity to draft a player that has been touted as a generational talent. So, man, it was almost a no-brainer, man. I know we all fought for Justin hard, but, hey, it is what it is right now. Caleb's a Bear. We wish Justin well. And, man, we're moving forward with this, man. Claws out.
And guess what?
We balling out.
If the next 4 years, next 5 years, win the NFC Championship game, like, are we going to be upset? Are we going to be mad? No. Because I'm telling you, the 49ers, what they did with Brock Purdy allowed them, think about it, practically every year to either get to the NFC Championship game or to the Super Bowl. If that's what we get over the next 4 years starting this year, like, are any of us going to complain? Because see, at the end of the day, even the 49ers, and I like what they did to position themselves, but they gave Bosa that money. I don't know if they paid Fred yet. They're going to start having some financial situations.
What do you mean? Don't start. They having it right now. They can't sign Brandon Ayuk.
Right.
And he requested a trade.
He requested a trade, and they're anticipating having to sign Brock Purdy. So, and Lord figuring out what they're gonna have to do with that situation. So, they're strapped right now. They're cash strapped, like you said. They gave Debo money. They gave the money to Bosa. With the tight end also got paid. It's like, man, and their tackle Trent got paid too. So.
They had to keep him. But speaking of getting paid, and I know y'all probably discussed it. How do you feel about Caleb trying to ask for the Bears to play him as a business? Now that's genius, like, because they said
smart.
Yeah, listen, that has never happened in the NFL. So I'm quite sure
the NFL won't allow it.
They're gonna adjust that now. But how smart was that for him? Even though they said no. He had to make them tell them no. So it was smart for him to ask for that, because there would have been a lot of other players. If he was able to get that pass, just imagine the amount of players would have been able to do that. That would have been a can of worms that the NFL was not ready for, man.
Well, they're not ready for it, because
the contract probably would have went back and tried to go form LLCs and corporations and say, you know what, don't pay me, pay my corporation. But now going forward, but it's coming. It's coming. Now that he's put that out there.
Yeah, just like the kid that got paid in Bitcoin. You remember he asked the NFL to pay him in Bitcoin, and it worked.
Well, Odell Beckham got his 1 year deal with the Ravens in Bitcoin, but he ended up losing. Because it dropped.
Yeah.
So with that, you got to be careful. Like point. But the more and more I see how Caleb move, I like it, because ultimately he's challenging the old regime, and he's trying to ensure long after he's done playing, guess what? He's still financially set. Like Jay-Z said, it's a businessman. I'm a businessman, whatever the case may be.
Yes. I'm the businessman.
I'm the business.
Caleb understands he's the product. Caleb understands he's the brand. Caleb understands from a business perspective how he can multiply his success. And I like it because we're all businessmen, so you can't hate on that. So when people say, "Oh, he been a deep and all that," I'm sitting back like, "Hold up, that's a smart genius move right there." Because you're looking at the state taxes of Illinois, federal taxes. Look, I do an LLC and then get the money as a loan. Guess what? Write off. Like, that's smart.
Yeah. Walt, what you think about the LLC biz? You thought that was a clever move on his behalf?
I mean, it was interesting, and it never hurts to ask the question. The worst they can say is no, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, now the precedence is there. So maybe down the line somebody else can try it, and maybe they'll go for it. But
they about to put some laws and rules in place now. They're gonna shut that down. He opened up the door for that one. They were like, well, hold on, nobody's ever asked for this. Okay, let's go ahead and put this little clause in here that states that you cannot get paid as a business.
Yeah, they found something for him to say that, obviously, because he did kind of mention, he kind of threw a little jab at the Bears. I don't know if everyone caught it, but he was saying that I think Courtney Cronin asked him a question like, hey, did the NFLPA help you in negotiating your contract? Because we know that when players don't have an agent, the NFLPA would usually help you a lot and yada, yada, yada. And he's like, no. He was like, actually, the Bears use the NFL more than we did. Actually, he's like, they were going back and forth with them, asking them questions and all that. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, but do you blame the Bears? Shit, I mean, it looks like, man, hey, what do we do here? So yeah,
they weren't prepared for what I was coming with.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. So it's obviously something, in the bylaws somewhere or in CBA that says you can't be paid as a business, and they were able to find that information through the NFL. So to help the Bears and getting him go ahead and getting him signed early on. So, man, I'm just happy that the deal is done, man. We come into camp with no drama. You know, we're seeing all these other teams having drama where Love is not showing up for the Packers, you know, and you got in Minnesota. I don't know if if they've actually signed their rookie quarterback yet. You know, all that
They did.
drama. They did. All right. Yeah, it's just so much drama going on other teams, man, that I'm glad that the Bears have avoided this offseason, man. We haven't had anyone arrested. Like, no, it was just been a really great offseason for the Bears, man. Everything has been positive, man. We want to keep that momentum. Keep that momentum going, baby.
And you know,
I
too,
don't know,
like,
maybe we got too many choir boys on the team, man. But this is a different team now, man. And that's one of the things that I will say that I am concerned about is that the emotional leader of the Bears, who's going to be that guy? Because every team needs one. We need an emotional leader of the Bears, but I feel like we have some guys who are start trying to step it up. I saw Jalen Johnson talk about it the other day. Him being more vocal and him speaking in groups. I think he is a good candidate. He speaks well, you know, and he has the notches in his belt to say, like, hey, follow me because
and they paid him well. He got to say something.
he has
He
to
should be
step
talking
up.
in Spanish and German and Hebrew and everything else. The money they paid him.
Yep.
So
Him and we got DeMarcus Walker, but he's just a nut. He goes crazy with it.
Yeah.
But you need that, man. If you've ever been on a football team, you know that you need guys like that. And Byard is also a leader. Good call, Carter. That was also a really great pickup, man. To go from Eddie Jackson, who was a leader of the team, to Kevin Byard, man. Salute to Brian Poles again and his staff, man. That was a great pickup, man. I think he's fitting in extremely well. He's happy. He's a humble dude, man. He's a worker too, man. He's a guy that's just going to put his head down and go to work and set a good example for those young guys on the team. So, man, I'm seeing candidates pop up for that leadership role on this team, and I'm happy about that because I was worried about that this summer. Like, man, I don't know. We got all these good guys on the team, all these quiet guys. We need somebody to get a little rowdy. You know, when things are going bad, you need somebody to call you out, man, to call out a group, call out the team, and just tell them, like, hey, look, we better than this shit. You know, we got to step it up right now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they did question Tevin Jenkins today during the press conference, said who's the vocal leader on the offensive line, and he did mention Ryan Bates has kind of been that guy so far in training camp.
Yep.
So
Ryan's
he's
been
kind of
around for a while too, right?
a few years. He kind of took over that like Lucas Patrick hype man role, you know.
Okay.
That we had last year.
But I think we can depend on Ryan Bates to be more upright than Lucas Patrick. Because that's one thing I told Simo. I said, look, I know you happy that old Patrick gone, because boy, every time we looked up, he in the trenches, but he was on the ground getting trampled by every opposing team's three technique. And I'm like, look, it was embarrassing. And I said, I know you don't coach that. Simo started laughing. So that's why I was like, okay, you didn't say that verbally, but them actions told me all I needed to know. Yeah. And when you think about it, we got a relatively young line. DJ Moore is really not a vocal guy. Keenan Allen, he's kind of vocal.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Yeah, Swift, DeAndre, I don't really foresee him as being vocal. Mercedes, you know, he has his moments.
Mercedes has, man. I think that's pretty well documented.
He's more of a leader too. Yeah.
I'm thinking Cole Kmet will step into that role on the offensive side.
He is. I've heard in these interviews.
I heard today that someone was saying that DeMarcus Walker was saying that he's going to take a step back and let some of the other guys, you know, be more vocal, because normally he's the one talking trash, getting people motivated, pumped up. And I'm like, look, if y'all listening, look, you got 4 motivational speakers right now, guys. We'll come every game and pump y'all up, pre-game, halftime, you know, whatever you need to get that second win. We got you.
We smack your helmets and all.
Yeah.
Grabbing face masks.
Tell me about it. You man, bring back my boot camp days. I have to put these guys in parade rest.
Oh, no, they don't want that. They ain't ready for that. They ain't ready for that tea. Hey, but man, like I say, it's a lot to be excited about, man. TJ Edwards is also a great leader, someone just said. And not only TJ, but the other Jermaine Edmonds, man. That dude is every time I hear him speak, man, that dude is extremely smart, and that dude is dedicated to the game of football, man. You can just tell, like, he loves this game, and he's excited about this year as well, man. Man, that defense is just full of really good players, and all those guys are leaders in their own, man. So
Yeah. And we just
We saw
added another linebacker too, right?
Yeah.
From the UFL.
yep, Jalen White,
Yeah,
Javen
from the
did it.
Michigan Panthers,
Yeah,
right?
Javen White, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
David
you also
White.
see the today Gerald Everett came off the NFI list, and looks like Braxton and TJ Edwards are back in a limited capacity. The only guys that weren't there, I think, were Nasimba Webster and Noah Sewell. And I believe Noah Sewell's coming off the what was a knee injury too at the end of
Yeah,
the
he's
season.
come on. And Webster probably won't make the team. So
Not anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, he's fighting to stay on the practice squad, man. That's a guy who's stuck around for a while on the practice squad. But hey, you never know, man. You get a new coach, new offensive coordinator, man. If you can find a way to be useful and be different and to stand out, man, you got to keep fighting.
Yeah, speaking of coaches, Samo, have you guys watched the Matt Eberflus presser yet?
Today's
Yeah, the one today.
No, what are you talking about? You gonna put it up? Let's see what you're talking about.
I don't have it set up yet, but he made a very interesting comment near the end of his press conference. He was talking about his relationship with Shane Waldron, Eric Washington, and Shane Waldron, and he goes during practice, Eric Washington's actually calling the plays for the defense.
I
did. It's got to translate over to the regular season now, man. Let Flus be his CEO coach and do his thing. You know.
But that's all scripted. That's the thing about it. He's calling it right now, but it's scripted. That's the thing about it.
What he said was that Washington scripts it. I approve it. If I want to make any changes, I can. If I want to make any changes on the field, I can. I have that. It's fine having that final approval, but let the man do his work, right? That's why you brought him in. And, let's be real. You brought us out of the gutter last year at Allen Williams, but that power structure was patchwork at best.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
You went out and got a real coach.
Flus is a defensive guy, so which is actually good for us too. But he needs to let the offensive coordinator coordinate. He definitely has to do that.
Yep, and I think Flus is afraid right now, man. He's not going to relinquish that power right away because that's what's keeping him employed right now. If he didn't have a good year as a defensive coordinator last year, then Flus wouldn't be here this year. He wasn't a great head coach last year. He was a great defensive coordinator. Let's just say he was a good defensive coordinator, not even great. He was a good defensive coordinator, not even great because he lost us a couple games with some of the calls that he made as a defensive coordinator this past year. So I don't think he's ready to relinquish that power as a defensive coordinator just this season. But like you said, next year, maybe so. I think they need to have a really good year this season, which is inevitable to me. I think this defense is going to fly high, barring any major injuries or anything like that. And I'm knocking on wood right now.
Yeah, please do.
I don't want to see any of that stuff happen. But a healthy Bears team defense is a top 5 defense. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Man, I'm so excited for football. I can go out there and run some routes right now. I'm ready.
You say you want to run some routes? I want to hit something.
I just don't want to hear in the press conference when we finally get there and be like, "Oh, I didn't know this was going on." We heard that a couple times out of Flus's mouth last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Enough of that.
Enough of that.
Yeah.
He seems like a different dude this year. Somebody even asked me that. I did hear it today. I did hear that was today, right? When someone asked him about like, who are you? Basically, she was asking him like, who are you? Like, how are you so different this year than you were last year? He was just like, time on task. He's like,
you got the team you just got on offense. You that'll change your mind on a lot of stuff too.
Yep, absolutely.
And shout out to the Carolina Panthers for putting us in this predicament too. You know what I mean?
Salute to him. Hey.
And we still receiving picks from the Panthers, which I love, man. You know what I mean? A high one too. So yeah.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be a Bears fan. Any questions from anybody in the chat? Anybody got anything they want to throw out before we get out of here? I know we've been going for 1:10 right now. But any questions or comments does anybody want us to respond to before we get out of here? Anyone? No one? Nothing? Anything from you guys? I heard what's his name? Strowman had a interception today in practice.
He did. He picked off Tyson Bagent today.
Yeah, yep. Picked off
That's
Bagent.
why I keep telling people when I said Strowman early on. Oh man, don't sleep on Greg Strowman, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Strowman, look, he's gonna make the team as a special team player. I'm watching what Jalen Jones doing. Like when Poe said it's gonna be hard to make this squad, like 2 years ago we laughed at it. Because man, all 4 of us could have went and tried out and made that 3-14 squad.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And then last year, you know what I'm saying, they upped it up, which again, that should have been a winning season last year, but it was some holes that needed to be slipped. Man, look, them holes are Trump tight right now, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Like,
So
it's gonna like secondary lock, linebacker lock, wide receiver lock.
Yeah, it's hard to make. What he say? It's gonna be hard to make this 53-man roster.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We got some questions though. We do. Let's run through these real quick.
So we got Cliff here asking, "What's your grade on practice so far?"
Yeah, it's kind of tough, you know, because I want to see him in pads. You know what I mean?
We all want to see him in pads right now. Like,
yeah, I'll give him an A because people showed up. You know, we like you said, Samo, before, we don't really have the drama. We have any of that. So I'll give him an A for effort for everybody showing up, but we'll give him a more decent grade. I guess we'll have to hold it until the pads come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. Yeah, we need to see him with pass on. So you can only give him an A right now. Both sides of the ball have made plays. So yeah, we can only say A right now. It's not real football until those pass come on, guys. But everyone's healthy and everyone's out there running, and so that's an A. That's an A all day.
We got one more from Relentless_Mikey Dark 2 Light. Who will be our return specialist?
Oh, we got a couple, man.
Yeah,
we'll go with that one. Who do you think?
I'm thinking Valus Jones, zoom. I think Ian Willer makes the team. I think he's gonna take the place of what's his name? Homer. Travis Homer. And then of course Tyler Scott. So those 3, I can see them in the mix for kick, because you got to have 2 on at one time with these new kick.
Oh, with the new rules. Yeah, I forgot. That makes things interesting. Now you see that Rome wants to return punts too.
That's what I just getting ready to say. Punt return.
We had Tyrique Stevenson on there too.
Who?
Tyrique Stevenson was doing punt returns too.
Oh,
we're gonna keep him at defense though.
We
need to keep him there.
Returning punts though, man. He's a big body dude, man. He got the speed. You know, he has some agility. I can see Rome doing that, like Saul said. And hey, Valus Jones' opportunity to make this team is on special teams right now.
Absolutely.
Right now, he's at least the 5th receiver, and he's probably the 5th wide receiver on this team right now, if not the 6th, depending on who else emerges as a good wide receiver. So he has to excel at kick returns. And this new kick return rule has probably allowed him to have a career in the NFL, because where his career was going, the trajectory of his career was going really down from here if this rule didn't change. And this is set up greatly for him. I think he's the prototypical player to stand out on with these new kickoff rules.
Samuel, you said it better, because I was just about to say that. And if I was Valus Jones, I'll write a letter to the NFL, say thank you for saving my career for the next 5 years. Yep. Because this one, there's no doubt that this young man has speed. Yep. And for him to have an opportunity if he can hold the ball, and for him to have the opportunity to run some kicks back, you're not catching this young man in the flats. In the open, man, he is gone. So yeah, he need to write that letter to the NFL immediately.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree.
I think we'll get one more in here. Ricky's asking, how's Austin Booker looking?
Haven't heard anything
so far.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about him in camp so far. So,
well, I will say this: one of the footage that I did see is that Montez Sweat was actually teaching him some stuff. Mm-hmm. So, from what I saw there, he was like the student, like, thank you, this is what I'm learning. So that's encouraging.
It is. Yeah, there were a couple videos that came out of him just on the sidelines doing individual drills and whatnot. But I mean, really, right now, without the pads on, you can't tell either way. I mean, you have to lean defense, but we'll wait and see in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing him go up against Wright in those 1-on-1s, man. That'll be a good measuring stick for him because Wright is a pretty good pass protector.
Oh yeah, he's a
So
beast.
he's solid, and he has that strength, So you want to see how his speed matches up with against that strength. So that'll be interesting to see. But you really can't tell anything from the trenches guys until the pass go on. And I know everyone keeps saying he needs to bulk up some, and he has gained some weight. He looks chiseled. He looks chiseled.
I think he gained 20 pounds. I think.
Really? Oh, that's
15
crazy.
or 20 pounds.
That's crazy, man. That's extremely encouraging. If he did, more power to him. Like I say, I'm high on Austin Booker. I thought that he could have been a second-round pick, to be honest, man. The dude has a lot of tools in his bag, man. He has moves and counter moves. He uses his hands extremely well. That's what I look for in pass rusher. And his get-off is extremely quick. He bends the edge extremely well where he gets low and hits his shoulder. And he knows how to counter move, and he keeps guys' hands off of him, man. The offensive tackle's hands off of him. That's what I look for in pass rushers, man. That I think that those are the guys that are the most successful. Guys who use their hands well, guys who can get off the ball, and guys who can string together moves, man. A move with a counter move. And he has all of that thing. He just doesn't have the big body right now, the bulk to hold up probably in a running game. But as a situational pass rusher, man, I'm excited to see what he brings to this team.
Yeah, because we saw it in Kansas. We saw it in Mobile. Now we're going to see it in Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah. One final question, fellas, before we get off. How many Pro Bowls do you think the Bears are going to have on their team, both offense and defense total?
Woo! That's
deep.
That's a good one.
That's deep right there. But I'm going to say Montez. I'm going to say JJ. Kyler Gordon, that's 3. Tremaine should be 4. TJ should be a lot. That's 5. Then I'm going to go over to the offensive side, and I'm going to say, man, DJ, because he got snubbed last year. Keenan. Swift going to have a big year. I'm going to go ahead and say Caleb going to make it. Because when I'm looking at the NFC,
Mitch made it. So, right.
Hey, look, I think Darnell steps up this year, so he could be an alternate. I think Braxton Jones, his caboose. I don't know. He must have ate a lot of protein in the offseason. He done bucked up a little bit. We can have as many.
Tevin Jenkins, man. Tevin Jenkins could make it.
Yeah. I don't think Darnell gonna be an alternate. He might.
Darnell can make it.
He might be a lock.
He might be a lock.
But I was looking earlier, Montez Sweat, number 82 out of the top 100. So look,
yeah,
this ranking next year, I truly believe Don Burr has made himself in the chat. I've been waiting on him. But anyway, at the end of the day, when I look at out of the first 10 games, CJ Stroud is probably the best quarterback we play. Because like I said, Matt Stafford, he over the hill. Shit, everybody else, Will Levis. Then we got Young, we got Drake May, we got and I ain't saying that these rookies ain't gonna do well. What's the quarterback for the coach? Because he got hurt last year.
Richardson, he came back real beefed up though. So
he did, but when that pass rush get out of him, I don't care how beefed up he is. He's gonna be like a porn star laying on the ground. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, man, I'm not saying that's a good thing, man. I'm worried he's gonna end up like Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we didn't even talk about DeAndre Carter. I think he might make it. I don't know. We got to see how this thing play out.
He ain't talk about the crocodile punter either. He gonna make it. Crocodile punter.
He'll make it on special teams. Yeah.
But and Cairo been kicking that thing too, so he might make it.
Yep, he's gonna have a lot more opportunities this year too.
Yeah.
I expect him to get a lot more opportunities to kick some field goals. So,
hey, look, like I told y'all, the last 60 games against Green Bay, we 14-46. That changes this year. It starts with Green Bay. By the time we play Green Bay, we should be 8-2, 9-1.
I like it. I like it.
Just saying.
Yep, I say we will win no less than 6 games. I'll say no less than 6 games by the time we get to Green Bay. No less than 6. But I can see where Utah coming from with the 8-9. I can see everything has to just play out extremely well. But no less than 6 games by the time we play our first divisional game. That's crazy.
If we start off 3-0, hold on to your seats. That's all I'm telling you.
Hey, if we beat the Texans week 2, hey, hold on to your seats right there. We already know where it's
hold on. If the Bears start off 3-0, hold on to your seats.
It's going down. You better be ready about that.
Look, we off and running because look, we got Carolina, Jacksonville. Man, I'm looking at this schedule. I'm like, come on now. Like you got to be pumped up based on what you're looking at. And I know everybody.
That Jacksonville game's in London, so that can go either way.
Yep.
Nah, I think we got JB. Then we got Washington, Arizona, New England before we play Green Bay.
I'll be at that Washington game
and
too.
Minnesota. Come on, man. There's no reason why we can't come out the gate 7-2, 7-3, 8-2.
Here's the schedule again, Will.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Man, look. I'm already putting it out.
We could technically go 6-0 before the bye week.
I concur because I'm not scared of Matt Stafford. I'm damn sure ain't scared of Young. I ain't scared of Lawrence. Gonna give you 3 picks. Levin's gonna give you 3 picks. Now Stroud is a different animal. You know what I'm saying? That one could go either way. Richardson, I think about week 3, he's still gonna be trying to mentally transition into this thing. Stafford gonna give us 3 picks. Young gonna give us 2 or 3 with a couple sacks. And Lawrence, so I would say no worse than 5-1 heading to the bye week. We come out the bye week, man. We got Washington, Arizona, and New England. Like again, Jaden Daniels, I like him, but he ain't ready. He ain't ready for this stage.
He might not be healthy during week 8, man, because Washington got a little squad too. They got to play against.
Yep,
they got a tough little matchup.
I'm looking at. I'm looking at 8-1 going in against Green Bay.
Hey,
it could happen, man. It's definitely there for us, man, because LA is coming to Chicago to play a noon game. That's going to be hard on them.
You got to look at all that stuff. You got to play all that. Like
all of that matters.
All that stuff matters. All that stuff matters.
And then Carolina coming to Chicago. It's going to be a little cool.
Chicago.
So,
Yep, exactly. In Carolina, we already know that's just not a good team, man. We should be
they let all their players go.
Hey, Tyson Bagent should get some tick in that game. I'm gonna say that.
but I have one caveat. They do got my young guy on there, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to do what he need to do. But I like him, but I'm a Bears fan, so
about Xavier.
Yeah.
I like Xavier a lot. They got some good weapons on their team, man, but they got to put it together. They got the tight end from Texas.
They still got a boy from Minnesota, right? That play for Minnesota.
No, I think
Adam Thielen.
Thielen, did he leave? I thought he left.
No, Adam Thielen, he went out Carolina.
Yeah, still there. Oh, they good there. They got a good receiving core. But they got weapons, and they got the running back from Texas too. The guy who was Brooks.
Yeah,
he's hurt, but I don't think he's gonna start the season. But they got some weapons, man. They'll be good a few years down the line. They actually had a good draft to me, man, but they don't have anything for these Bears. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Yeah, it's like the Lions don't. The Lions going down. I can't wait to play the Lions.
Yeah. Yeah, gentlemen. Well, it's almost time. Next week, we'll be in Canton, Ohio.
Yes, sir.
Yep, 1 week. But hey, this has been real.
Yeah.
This has been real. You guys in the chat, thanks for rocking with us. Any guys got anything else you guys want to say before we get up out of here?
Bear down.
Bear down, baby.
Bear down, man.
Bear down. Claws out. Bear down. Squad up. All that good stuff. Salute.
Yes, sir.